The Midday Mix on Mix 93.8.
Business Boost is brought to you by Mix 93.8 and the National Small Business Chamber, turning small business into big business.
Joining me on the line, we have CEO and founder of NSBC Africa, Mr. Mike Anderson. Mike, welcome to the show. How are you today, sir?
All good, Damian. Thank you. Great to be back, of course.
Lovely to have you back. So there obviously are many industry sectors. What are the largest industry sectors currently?
Yeah, Damian, a couple of days ago, the latest national SME insights have come out, and these insights we do a survey to over just under 200,000 SMEs, and really important to understand the challenges, the needs, and the wants. And one of the big areas is, of course, looking at the industry sectors. As we know, there are many categories, there are many sectors, and we like to keep track of the dominant ones who are moving fast, and of course also keep track of those that are not that fast. And number one right now is business services, which is the big sector out there. Number two, professional services, which is very interesting. Legal firms, accounting firms, tax services, etc. And then, of course, third, for the first time, building and construction, food and hospitality in a tie. And hospitality has had a very pleasing to see, has had a very big boost this year. Coming out of the pandemic, that's one of the key sectors that was, of course, let's call it destroyed, if I can say. But it's nice to see a big boost on the hospitality side coming through.
Now, what would you say are some of the biggest obstacles holding back SMEs from growing?
This is a critical finding, Damian, as always. And, standing at the top again is, of course, cash flow, causing poor cash flow due to non-payment of invoices and lack of funding for SMEs. So as we always say, if you've got the funding or if you've got there's an all-important invoice getting paid on time, your cash flow will be positive. So a big one there. And of course, number two is poor sales. And of course, that drives every business, the sales environment, which of course, as we know, sales causes cash flow and cash causes anything we can fix in our business. Then number three, of course, a big one also coming out for the first time in number three spot is competition from larger businesses. And we see a solution coming into that. What we really try and do now is encourage small businesses to really professionalize their online presence so that they can have that perception and they can be able to compete with larger businesses. And those are the top three there, Damian.
Some interesting info would be talking about some of the biggest mistakes made by business owners as well as the biggest successes held by business owners.
Yeah, the biggest mistake made by business owners is, of course, it's always very dominant. The failure to market one's business always stands out. And then, of course, number two for the first time, which is an interesting one, selling themselves short. Now, what that really means is that what business owners are doing, Damian, is that they're discounting far too much below their cost so that they can really bring in some money to pay, of course, the expenses. And it doesn't help one to do that. And then, of course, number three is partnering with the wrong people. But now, your next question after that was the biggest success for business owners, and right at the top was partnering with the right people. So here's the thing, if you partner with the wrong people, it's really going to damage your business. But partnering with the right people can really accelerate success. So that's quite an interesting one there. And then, of course, number two, good sales. And number three, not borrowing money for the right reasons. Because here the big problem is, Damian, business owners are borrowing money for the wrong reasons. And one's really got to be careful about that. Borrow for the right reason and make sure that you do the right thing around borrowing.
Now, when it comes to important areas where SMEs need assistance, what does the data show there?
Well, two on par here, Damian, number one spot is, of course, sales and marketing and access to finance. As we know, sales, marketing, funding always comes in the top of the pile. So the biggest request that business owners who own and run small businesses, the biggest request from them to us is to really help them with their sales and marketing, education, training, and, of course, provide solutions to accessing funding out there. And we've got a very big announcement coming quite soon. We'll be launching the biggest funding portal in South Africa. Wow. And that's going to really help our business owners out there who can come to one place and really look for the right funder for their business. Then, of course, number 2 is business and strategic planning. And here we really encourage our business owners running SMEs out there to make sure that you plan, you always have a plan in place, and every morning, reevaluate your plan and plan your attack for the day. But planning, of course, business and strategic is at number 2. And number 3, here again, that coincides with the previous question, how to compete with larger businesses. And here we're spending a great deal of our time educating business owners who are running an SME on how they can compete with larger businesses.
Mike, do you have any other insights that have kind of come through?
Some key insights. Here's an interesting few here, Damian. 62% of business owners know their own credit scores, which is a bit too low. 89% believe it's important to know their credit scores. 79%, because that all comes around to accessing funding. If you don't know your credit score, you're not going to really be able to fix the problem before you actually get turned down. And then, of course, 79% have taken their business online over the past year. 81% believe financial compliance is important, and that's really having cloud software, cloud accounting, a big plus now. And then 82%, this is very interesting, Damian, 82% believe their turnover will increase by between 10 and 30% this year.
Wow. Those are great numbers. That is
positive.
Wow, very, very positive. Mike, what's so important about these ongoing national surveys, and how does this benefit SMEs in South Africa?
Let me touch on that very briefly on the outset just now. And here again, we need to know as a nation, big business, small business, the consumer, government, we need to know what challenges SMEs are facing, so we can here again find solutions, new ways forward, and really bring in those solutions to help our small businesses stay in business. It's a very important part of our economy. Small business, the mainstay of our economy, it's the engine of our society.
Yeah.
These are the economic participants. So we cannot allow a small business to go out of business because we haven't addressed the challenges and brought solutions to the table to overcome these challenges. And that is why these surveys are so important on an ongoing basis.
Fantastic. Mike, we did get a question that came through on our WhatsApp line. Would we be able to share that and go through that quickly?
Yes, of course.
Sure. So we got one in from Anonymous saying, I partnered with the wrong people. So-called investors forced me to sell basically all my shares to them. How do I not make that same mistake going forward?
I always say, Damian, sometimes going through an obstacle allows us to learn from that obstacle and move forward. As business owners, we're always going to hit the wall. We're always going to go through obstacles. But here's the thing, importantly, whatever obstacle we've gone through and we've hit the wall on that obstacle, like this person has done, learn from that experience and then move forward in a positive and an accelerated direction. You can't change what's happened with that, of course, that situation just mentioned to me. You can get legal advice on this. You can see what more that you can do. But more importantly, learn from this experience. Try not to make the same mistake twice and just move forward positively.
Sweet. Mike, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. As always, we'll catch up again with you next week.
Fantastic, Damian. You take care now.
Cheers. Stay well.
The Midday Mix on Mix 93.8.